Jaya Abhayankara.
Parvati Shankara,
Parvati Shankara.
Shambho Shankara,
Shambho Shankara.
Jaya Jaya Shankara,
Jaya Jaya Shankara.
Jaya Abhayankara,
Jaya Abhayankara.
Parvati Shankara,
Parvati Shankara.
Shambho Shankara,
Shambho Shankara.
Sarga Sthiti Laya,
Sarga Sthiti Laya.
Karana Karana,
Karana Karana.
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana,
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana.
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana,
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana.
Mrityunjaya Gana,
Mrityunjaya Gana.
Nayaka Nayaka,
Nayaka Nayaka.
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana,
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana.
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana,
Sarga Sthiti Laya Karana Karana.
Mrityunjaya Gana Nayaka Nayaka,
Mrityunjaya Gana Nayaka Nayaka.
Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara,
Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara.
Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara,
Umapate Shiva Shankara Shankara.
Gangadhara Jagadishwara Ishwara,
Gangadhara Jagadishwara Ishwara.
Jaya Jaya Shankara,
Jaya Jaya Shankara.
Jaya Abhayankara,
Jaya Abhayankara.
Parvati Shankara,
Parvati Shankara.
Shambho Shankara,
Shambho Shankara.
Om Sahana Bhavatu,
Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sah Veeryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
you can come. Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi. Rathin means the one who has a chariot. Rathaha asya asti iti rathin. So know oneself to be the one who is endowed with a chariot. The chariot owner, Ratha Swami. The one who is endowed with the chariot, please know this to be the I. Atma means self. This is the self. Oh, I have a chariot, I didn't even know. What is this chariot? Shariram Rathamevatu. This body is the chariot. And according to the suitcases that we talked earlier, some bodies are in mint condition, you know. Mercedes Benz type bodies. Some other bodies, Khatara bodies. Yeah, has trouble, starting trouble every day. Some other bodies whose whole sole purpose is to fall apart. You know. Some bodies which are lemons, right? Yeah. Nothing works. You know, we have that great astronomer. What's his name? Hawking. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing works. Nothing works except the brain. Thank God. You know, really. If it was the other way around. Yeah, this Lou Gehrig's disease. They say it's a miracle that he has even survived. So like that, a body which nothing works sometimes. PVS, permanently vegetative state. So there are various kinds of chariots out in the world. And wisdom is to not blame the chariot, correct? Because what is the cause of the chariot? Huh? Yeah, what is prarabdha? My own karma. Swayam kritam karma. Yeah. My own karma. Oh, but I didn't do anything wrong to get this kind of a body. Well, not right now, perhaps. Right now, perhaps the person is the most upright citizen in the whole community. But who knows in which life? And how many lives are there? Koti janmas. How many lives? Endless numbers of lives. And who knows what one has done. Thankfully, there is a veil. There's a mayik veil in between the lifetimes. And somebody asked me, why I don't remember the past life? I want to remember the past life. Don't give in to that temptation. And there are some kinds of funny people going around past life regression and all these things. It's indeed a regression. We are trying to progress. Don't regress. People say, oh, come to me, give me after several $1,000, I will tell you the past life. And then there is one Nadi astrology also. And you go to the Nadi astrologer and then they will find out some, and everybody was in Sri Lanka in the last life, according to them. I don't know why. Where were you? You were in Sri Lanka. And you did something. Sadhu was meditating, you disturbed the meditation. And that is why you are like this now. They will tell like this, Satyamidam. This is what they will tell. And so the past life, don't say I want to know the past life. This life itself you cannot handle. So many things. So much hurt, so much guilt. So many omissions and commissions. My own omissions and commissions I cannot deal with. Other people's omissions and commissions towards me, which constitutes the body of hurt, I cannot deal with. So imagine the guilt if you knew that so many parents in so many lives and so many children, who to identify with, who to be responsible for. That is why Mahamata Maya, what does she do? She just drops a veil in between the lifetimes so that one doesn't have to, one starts with a clean slate. Then why are we discussing karma? We are discussing karma so that we know that there are many kinds of chariots in which the Atma resides, in which the Self resides. And the master craftsman of this chariot is Bhagavan. And Bhagavan doesn't arbitrarily give this chariot, this body. It is based on my own karma. So I have to embrace it. I have to come to terms with it. If I can do something about it, I have to do something about it. Medical science is there. That is also given by Bhagavan. We don't say you have to be like that particular, there is one religious group, no? They say that you should not take the child to the doctor, God will cure.
Amish.
Huh? No, another, not Amish.
Mormon.
Mennonites. They are very dangerous. So if Bhagavan gave the illness, Bhagavan will take it away. Bhagavan made the child sick. Bhagavan also made doctors. Yeah, that they very conveniently forget. But the cause of doctors is also Bhagavan only, no? Cause of medicines, pharmacy, everything is Bhagavan only. Either you go the whole way or say there is no Bhagavan. This in between. This is called Ubhaya Bhrashta. Neither here nor there. Crazy. So therefore, I have to come to terms with this body. I have to see that it is a Bhagavan's gift crafted by the raw materials of my own karma. This is part of the cocktail, is starting with this body, which I have to embrace, have to accept, have to come to terms with. If I can change, yes, I will change, I can. But I'm talking of the things that I cannot change. So, Shariram, Ratham. And then the chariot is incomplete without certain things, correct? You need a driver, the one who takes it forward. And who is the entity that takes the body chariot forward in this allegory? It is the inner voice, the conscience, the buddhi, the intellect that decides on a course of action. No, I think I'll go for this field of study because I'm better at this. Or because there is more money here. Whatever, doesn't matter. Or I think I'm going to eat this because this has a lot of antioxidants. People say this. I think I'm going to go for this particular, to live in this particular neighborhood. I'm going to have this kind of a life. Somebody is there making the choices. We have to take responsibility for that. We have to say that my own buddhi, my own thinking power, which is again God-given, is the Sarathi, is the driving force of this chariot. You cannot say, I am just, sometimes I tell people, come to Vedanta class, come to Gita group, join the Gita group, come to Bhagavan, come to understand about Bhagavan, come to the Gita studies, come to Vedanta, take online classes. And they give a very stock answer. Mera bulawa nahi aaya hai. What does it mean in English? My call hasn't come. In every Upanishad when you read, it's not that the Guru goes and Shishya, idhar ho tum. Guru is not scouring the universe for Shishyas. Who goes to who? Tell me. Anybody knows this. Shishya is searching and goes to the Guru. Bho Guru, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma, Brahma Vidyam Varishtam Adhihi. Please teach me this Brahma Vidya which I have heard is the most exalted thing. Please teach me about myself. The Guru doesn't have any pressure to, this is not a prom, where somebody chooses you for a dance. Cha-cha-cha of Vedanta. In the prom, it's okay, you sit down and you act coy and say somebody should come and choose me. This is your own life. This is your own ignorance you are trying to remove. Kya baat hai? Mera bulawa nahi aaya hai. And if God, God has given this, God has given that. This is all talk. Yeah. It's very entertaining. You have to listen to such people. I do all the time. And if God is meant for me, if God means for me to get this knowledge, I will somehow get this knowledge. They are telling me, And I have a very nice answer. I say, ठीक है, I will accept this answer if you have the same attitude towards dinner tonight. If I am meant to eat without cooking, without going in search of it, without a job, without anything, it will come. That is how a sadhu lives. Sadhu lives like that without a thought of tomorrow, without thinking what I am going to do for my entertainment, for my food, for all these things. This is how. So if you are able to say everything, if Bhagavan is meant to take me there, I will go. Then you have the same vairagya that you have towards Vedanta right now. You have it towards your meals, towards the next meal. Then they don't say anything. They become very quiet. Sochna padega, they say. We have to think about this. Very entertaining. So we have to take responsibility that there is an entity here called the Buddhi. This conscious being is making these choices. with the help of the buddhi. And the buddhi is the driving force for this chariot. And the buddhi has to be in a proper buddhi, correct? And that we will see later as it comes. First we are just setting up this imagery. So what else so now we have the chariot, we have the Ratha Swami, the owner of the chariot, jo piche baitha hai, you know. We have the chauffeur, who is the buddhi. What else do we need? Yeah, horsepower. Yeah. So before the horsepower, and the horse is connected to the driver via the reins. Yeah. So the horses and the reins we need to complete this imagery. Horse or the horsepower is what here in this story, in this allegory, it's the sense organs. That's why there are 5 horses in the photo of Bhagavad Gita. There will be 5 horses. 1 for each sense organs. Indriyani, hayani ahuhu. Ahuhu means the learned people say. They call the horses, call the indriyas, the 5 sense organs as horses. Why? Because they like to graze in the field of the sense objects. Oh. Isn't that beautiful? Right. Yeah, thoda udhar, thoda idhar. They keep, the horses are just eating grass. But the sense organs are very fine palates. Yeah, they want to go and experience things. They go here, they go there. And they say, oh, new restaurant has been opened in town. We have to go sample that. Oh, but it's 50 miles away. Oh, who cares? Let's go. Yeah. Vedanta talk. 25 miles away. Oh, too far. But you see, what attracts is that the immediate sensory gratification is a very powerful driving force. Buddhi is the real driving force. But these are the masquerading driving forces. These are the ones that are, in front. Because the buddhi is right there behind the horses. Even in the chariot imagery, driver is sitting behind the horses. Horses are in front. Vishayam ste shugocharan, because of their habit of grazing in the pastures of delight, delightful experiences. In fact, they only want delightful experiences, but what do they get? Sad experiences, difficult experiences. It's like going on a vacation. What happens when you see a brochure and immediately the desire comes, oh, and the brochure people are very clever because they have something very invaluable called Photoshop. Yeah. So they'll just have white beaches, and one umbrella, and then 2 drinks with their own umbrellas, and 2 empty chairs waiting for you to cold occupy. And the blue water, aqua, turquoise, and then Cancun is calling. And then you go to Cancun and it's not at all like the brochure. The heart sinks into the digestive system. It's just disaster. Why? Because what they have photoshopped is it is a concrete jungle full of these hotels and motels and all these dhabas and everything. And you have to shoo the people to find a place to sit down. Not even the place to sit down. It is like that. And forget umbrella, within an umbrella you don't even get one place to sit.
No, you have to pay money for those places to sit also.
If you are standing, it's another rate. If you are sitting, another rate. Whole of Europe is like that. You go to Italy, they charge you to sit. Yeah, I've never heard. This is very interesting. Charge you to sit down.
They charge you to go bathroom too. They charge.
Everything they charge. Therefore, this is a vacation. Supposedly a vacation, correct? You go there and you feel disappointed. And what did you want to leave? All the people and all this thing. And here you are surrounded by people. Then you come back and you wish you had never gone. That's why there is a new concept now. Along with vacation, there is staycation. Where you draw the blinds, you turn off the phone and you pretend you have gone on a vacation. Yeah. It's called staycation. Staycation people will tell you is less stressful than vacation. Because you don't have to go anywhere. Yeah. You don't have to do any extra work. Because vacation is more work. Because after coming from a vacation, you need another vacation. You need a staycation after vacation. So, what to do? This is something which we have to understand. And so, therefore, what? Therefore, these horses cannot be allowed to do whatever they want, correct? The eyes will say. See, because the Indriyani, the horses stand for what? The sense organs. The sense organs, they divide the world into two. What is that?
Dislike.
Mine and not yet mine. Yeah. The whole world is seen through the eyes of mine, one category, and not yet mine. Meaning soon I am going to make it mine. Why is it not yet mine? Even as simple as walking, taking a walk in the neighborhood, and you see a flower, in somebody else's yard, beautiful rose. Immediately you have to control the desire to pluck it, correct? Yeah. That's the case in point. Mine and not yet mine. To appreciate things in their swasthane, in their own places, however it is, it's a great maturity. And that is what this portion of the Upanishad teaches. Appreciate things as they are, where they are, as a form of self-growth. And for that, these sense organs, they cannot be allowed to be the drivers. The buddhi is the appointed driver. The sense organs are very, like horses, they are unpredictable. If the horses are not trained, they will go in. Yeah. And in fact, this is a very barbaric practice in the feudal times. A form of punishment was to give the horses some liquor, alcohol. And then they would tie the man who was somebody who was to be put to death to the horses. And that was what is called quartering. This is what it is. Like Jarasandha, the person who was split into two. It's horrible. So like that, the horses cannot be allowed to make the decision. The horses are just reporters, like the sense organs. They will say, right there is a beautiful flower. The mind is what is in between the horses and the driver, which is the reins. The mind has to say, yes, it is beautiful, but I don't need it right now. Most objects are like that. They say, please come and get me. They start to talk. Yeah. Nowadays there are some advertisement I saw waiting for the plane. The plane coming here was a little late and I happened to be sitting. And then there was one advertisement. This lady goes to the shop and all the objects start to talk. Take me home. One says, you are cute. Another one says, already the sentient people, we can hardly take care of that. Now we have to worry about the insentient things also. They also start to talk back. And really speaking, they do talk. They attract even without talking. They say, "Aa jao, kha jao, le jao." Yeah, come to me, take me home. You really want me? No, I don't know. You do want me. You have to have me. Come on. And they shake the resolve of even the strongest buddhi. So the mind is the bridge between the sense organs and the buddhi. The buddhi has to rein in, the mind has to rein in the horses and tell the buddhi, we are all on the same page. We will go as you direct. So the mind has to be available for the buddhi to direct. What is the difference between mind and buddhi? In the tradition, the buddhi is the decisive aspect and the mind is the samshaya vishayatmakam. Because it is samshayatmaka means it is full of doubts about various things and objects. Sankalpa and vikalpa always. Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha. So, about the Vishayas, it has samshaya. It has always doubt. Should I go for it? No. I don't think I should. I've already spent so much money. I'm becoming a shopaholic. People say this. Yeah, but one more thing, it doesn't matter, I've already earned the title. Let me live up to it. One more thing. Very soon, the car is outside and everything, all the things that you have purchased is inside. Where? Inside the garage. How did it end up in the garage? Actually, it ended up, first it was in the living room, it was an object of art. Everybody, I loved it. This crystal figurine. Swarovski, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Yeah. So this Swarovski, very nice. Oh, this beautiful crystal figurine. I have purchased this. This is wonderful. So the person brings it home. And then you have to throw a party, not for yourself, for the Christmas so that people come and appreciate. Yeah. But then you can't tell the people, I'm throwing the party for the figurine. This person is bearcoof, this person is crazy. Completely crazy. So you can't tell. They say, what is the occasion? Birthday? No.
Just like that.
Anniversary? No. Just like that, because we are such good friends and we haven't brought it together in a long time. The person cooks and cleans up the house to have all these people to admire this object of art. Then what happens? Nothing happens. Nobody admires. Nobody says one word. Nobody says, where did you get this from? Nobody says, how come you have it here? I would like one just like this. And nobody gives the person the satisfaction of saying it is custom made. After this is made, the mold is destroyed. You will not have another one. No chance. Nobody even looks at it. It's supposed to be a conversation piece. And this fellow's heart is going to pieces because nobody is using it as a conversation piece. Everybody is just here. And the host tries to draw attention in his own way. They go and start, gesticulating right near the... as I was saying, I'm so glad you came. I'm so happy that you're here. And I hope I don't knock off this. Okay. It pretends to dust and polish. Still nobody says. They praise the food, they praise the ambiance, they praise the companionship. They don't praise the crystal. Ayyo, what to do now? Yeah. Then from the formal living room, the crystal, because then you have a doubt. You have a doubt over yourself. Maybe it's not not good, not the right thing. It's not the in thing. I have been fooled. It won't go straight into the garage. There are stages. Yeah. You're right, it ends up there. Dheere jayega na. You have to follow the story. And it will go into the family room. Because here it's a blight. Nobody is even looking at it. And from the family room, then also another new thing comes and replaces it. Then it goes to the laundry room. The laundry room in most house plans is right next to the garage. Then that's how it's end up in the garage.
No, after garage it go to Salvation Army.
No, before that. Nobody sends things to the Salvation Army. We are a clever bunch of people. We have a garage sale. And what is the principle of the garage sale? My junk is your treasure.
Right.
My trash is your treasure. That is the principle, the motto of the garage sale. This is what it is. And the neighbors are very obliging. They also come and buy all kinds of things. This is what happens. And this assures that the trash of the neighborhood remains in the neighborhood. Doesn't go anywhere. So this is what happens. This is what happens when the Indriyani, the sense organs, are allowed to graze uninhibited without any reins. This is what they will do. They will keep grazing till the cows come home. There is no miti, there is no limits. And therefore they have to be reined in by the mind that says, not now, enough. The meaning of the word alam, everybody has to understand. If you want to know just one Sanskrit word, study the word alam. Yeah, alam means enough. Alam, enough. enough. You have to learn to put a full stop. Or at least a comma. Comma means I will look at it tomorrow. Yeah. You can't keep having run-on sentences, each desire running into another desire like a big ocean and overwhelming you like a tsunami. You have to learn to put a dam, a full stop. So, indriyani hayani ahuhu. And these indriyani have to be what? Manaha pragraham evacha. The mind has to be, learn to be decisive. Learn to rein in those desires which are against dharma. That is what we have to see. Which hurt others, which are, cause me to dismantle the very value system that I have set up for myself. The honesty, the integrity, the accountability. I value these for myself, but I dismantle my value system because of the pressures exerted by the desires. This is what happens. And this is the cause of conflict and self-disrespect. Because if I dismantle what I have put up, that means I don't take myself seriously. I value honesty, I value dharma, I value doing the right thing. And here a desire comes and hijacks all those values completely. And I'm left with helpless in the face of this desire. It's a Vishwamitra situation, Vishwamitra writes that sometimes the force of desire is so much that there is no other option, He says that. When this Menaka comes along, that is what he was unable to resist. Why? Because the reins were not very strong. The reins, the mind is a muscle, like every other muscle. Exercising the faculty of choice is a muscle. And the Jagat is your gym. It's your jungle gym, Jagat gym, where you have to work out and exercise this muscle by saying alam, 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 alam. Each alam is a little push-up. Yeah. Can you imagine? Each time you say alam, it's a little push-up, it's a little sit-up. Yeah. It gets stronger, next time it becomes stronger. If you can only say one alam with great difficulty, next day you'll be able to say 2, then 3, then 4. And pretty soon you're able to do 100 alams, no problem. Then you become a sadhu, you become a swami, you become a master of yourself. That is the meaning of the word swami. A master of not people, not the world, yourself. Self-mastery is because it's all about the self. So the alam is the magic word that is like a push-up that exercises the mind to be able to be strong in the face of the pressures created by the desires. What if the desires don't create pressure? Then it's okay. If they don't create pressure, meaning fulfilled, it's okay. Unfulfilled, it's also okay. No problem. Have them in plenty, no problem at all. But we are talking of those desires which make me go against my own values, which is a travesty really. Because I'm going against myself, against what I want, against my own things that I hold dear. This is a big thing. So this whole thing, this whole yojana of the mind, the body, the buddhi and the sense organs is called samhatam. Samhatam means what? Put together. Samyak hatam, samhatam is put together. It's an assemblage, the body, mind, sense complex. It's an assemblage for the sake of the indweller, who is Bhagavan, who is Ishvara. And the body, mind, sense complex, along with the sense organs, the mind, the buddhi, is called bhokta. Bhokta iti ahuhu. Who ahuhu? Ahuhu means says, said. Manishinaha ahuhu. Manishin means knowledgeable people say that this whole assemblage, along with the body, mind and the person, is called jiva. And who is this Jiva? The one who identifies as a bhokta, as a conspicuous consumer. Bhokta means consumer. It is translated as enjoyer, but sometimes you would consume even things that are not enjoyable. Therefore, I am saying bhokta means consumer, the one who consumes. Bhogaha asya asti iti bhokta. The agent now, trich. Bhog plus trich, bhokta. And so the one who is the agent of consumption is bhokta. And this is not a good identity, let me tell you. Being a bhokta means what? I am a consumer. Consumer means what? I am keeping on drinking the karma cocktail. Right, the first thing, ritam pibantau sukritasya loke. That means I am an addict of this karma cocktail. I don't know how to say alam. I don't know how to get out of the rubric of this whole karma. I don't know how to stop. I'm addicted to two things. What is that? To seeking comfortable and comfort-filled situations and running away from uncomfortable situations. This is what the whole life pursuit is. Life pursuit is that only. I mean, it's as simple as walking into a room. You know, if in the room there are two chairs, many chairs are there. Some look very, deep, nice chair in which you can sink. Another, is very hard. Which will you choose? Naturally, one will be drawn to that. Yeah. That happened in the beginning of the class also. Everybody was hugging the wall, hugging the sofas. And I had to say, I'm just talking to an empty carpet. Please come, I don't bite. I had to say that. It's a human tendency to be comfortable, nothing wrong. To seek comfort and to shun discomfort. This is what it is. And the whole idea of what is comfortable and what is uncomfortable varies. There are some common things, of course, but then that is very specific, which varies from person to person. Correct? Yeah. And in this the whole, not just one, but many lifetime goes. Because you can't call all the shots in crafting the recipe of what is comfortable. Supposing you were able to take a remote. Which remote? Life's remote. And you were able to order the weather, 71.5 degrees. And you were able to order the sunshine in a certain way. You were able to order other people to behave exactly as you want. You were able to wear exactly what you wanted. You were able to eat exactly. You were able to just with a flip of a switch, a button, you were able to order life exactly how you wanted. Do you think you'll be happy? Not for more than a second. All it needs is for you to show the significant other. See how I have made the world. The significant other says, this is ridiculous. I don't want any of this. And immediately you're sad. Correct? So really speaking, I don't have a say over what I consume. Really speaking. Because my own omissions and commissions, other people's omissions and commissions towards me become my hurts. My own omissions and commissions become my guilt. This is the daily dose of guilt and hurt, guilt and hurt, guilt and hurt, guilt and hurt. This is what it is. In between some happy situations come. When I am able to forget myself, I am happy. This is what it is. That's why the next chapter of the Kathopanishad says that, paranchi khani vyatrinat swayam bhuhu parak pashyati nacha antaratman. Everyone is, these are, the whole world is swimming the easy way downstream. And since the sense organs are facing outwards, the eyes don't see what is inside, ears don't hear the sound of Bhagavan, they hear only everything that is outside. So everything attracts me outside. And who made the eyes and the ears and the nose and the taste buds face outward? Bhagavan. So in fact, Bhagavan is blamed. Vyatrinat, Bhagavan has as though destroyed these human beings by first making a beautiful jagat, full of all kinds of objects of like, and then equipping this human being with all kinds of sense organs to enjoy these objects. Bhagavan has destroyed the human being. The human being can no longer be available for the spiritual pursuit because the person is so intent on pursuing everything other than, only definition of spiritual is the one who pursues spirit. That's all. That is one way to become spiritual. That's the only definition of spiritual. There is no other definition. Because everything is outside. Outwardly focused. But here it says very beautifully that the key to building this bridge and to going within, to introspection, to be learning the meaning of the word alam, to learn to say enough, to learn to really not be distracted with so many pursuits and so many things, to learn to discover the truth of myself, to build this inner bridge back to myself. What I need is not good horses. Horses are horses. Not a good mind. The mind is the mind. But what do I need? Not a good chariot, because as I told you, the chariot is not in my hands. What do I need? What is left? Buddhi. This is the inner Bhagavan speaks through the microphone of the Buddhi. Oh, but I don't hear this Bhagavan. You have to do some tuning. You have to tune. You have to tune the ears to be able to. But why don't I hear? Because the jungle is too thick. It's not that Bhagavan got tired of talking. Jungle is too thick. There are too many. Because one is living in a padded cell. And one is that is soundproof. A padded cell of notions about myself. One is imprisoned in this padded cell. And, like even a person on suicide watch, one is constantly trying to harm oneself. One is placed in this padded cell and becomes a victim to the hallucination of one's own imagination about what the Atma is. One fellow says Atma is a spark. One fellow says Atma is sparkling. Atma is a part of God. Atma is this. Atma is that. Nobody really knows what it is because we don't take the time. And the pursuit is an incorrect pursuit. It's like taking a flight to New York and then suddenly ending up in San Francisco. How did I get there? Well, the wrong means were used. This is what it is. So here too, this inner bridge is through strengthening the buddhi. And how to strengthen the buddhi? To be able to take the time to listen to what it says. Because it is the inner guide. And then the next verses are very interesting. They talk about a dyad, two kinds of scenarios. One set of scenarios involve a person whose buddhi is what? Gone to graze along with the horses. Yeah. So buddhi should not go to graze. Right? Buddhi is out on the pasture means who will lead the chariot? Right. The buddhi should be the entity, the force that calls the horses back. If they are truant horses and errant horses, the buddhi should be able to gather them. Here, a sad buddhi, not sad buddhi, okay? Sad buddhi. So, don't get confused. Because in English, if you spell right. Sad buddhi, what would
the same thing, sad buddhi.
Sad buddhi. So here we are talking of the sad buddhi. So the first two scenarios are of the person with the sad buddhi. The next two scenarios are with sad buddhi. Okay? Yeah. So the person equipped with sad buddhi is the one who has put the buddhi also out on the pasture along with the horses. The buddhi is also grazing into the sensory perceptions and the world of sense objects. And then what? Forget the reins. If the buddhi is gone, who is thinking about the reins? Vyasta vijnanavan bhavati. Amanaskaha means no reins, no mind. Yeah. Sada ashuchihi. Impure. Impure here doesn't mean pure and impure, unclean, no. Impure means full of raga dveshas, that's the only impurity, no other impurity. Full of things to achieve, full of desires, full of, seeking comfortable situations all the time. Inability to say alam, that's an impurity. Full of raga dveshas, this jungle is overgrown. Then what happens to that chariot? The driver has abandoned the chariot. The horses are all over the place. The reins are non-existent. What happens to that chariot? It lands in a ditch. It lands in a ditch. It derails from the road. And what is that road? The road of dharma. Advanaha. Advan means road. The road is the road of dharma, and so you cannot afford to get derailed from the road of dharma. What is correct, what is right, what is righteous, what is appropriate, and what is my part in this for me to do. We had a long discussion of dharma in the morning. You can listen to that talk. Samanya dharma, what is correct, what is right. Vishesha dharma, what is appropriate for depending on the time and place. Swadharma, what is my duty, what is my dharma to do in any given situation. No one comes with an instruction booklet, You have to figure this out. You have to figure this out. Life itself is the teacher here. And so, the avijnanavan, the one whose buddhi is out to pasture, what happens? The chariot leaves the road of dharma. And when the chariot leaves the road of dharma, then what is at the destination? The destination is Bhagavan. The road of dharma leads to Bhagavan. The road of correct duties properly performed in the proper time, in the proper way, in the proper manner, by the proper person, that is the road to Bhagavan. So the destination has to be very clear. Why does the buddhi become an errant buddhi? Is because the destination is unclear. Sometimes we think, ye bhi theek hai, wo bhi theek hai. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Two things, you cannot say I want little bit of enlightenment and little bit of ignorance also I will enjoy. This is not possible. You have to choose. You have to choose. And here is where the buddhi has to make the right choice. You cannot say I want little bit of ignorance also, let me enjoy. There is no. If there is knowledge, there is not a whiff of ignorance. That is how knowledge is. It's a knowledge of yourself, your own glory. And so therefore, this has to be properly understood. So, amanaskaha sada ashuchihi. And what happens? That chariot gets totally derailed. Derailed from the quest, the pursuit. Chuti happens. You fall from the pursuit. You fall from the destination. And the journey itself gets compromised. One life is gone. Yeah. Then you have to wait for the next life and hope. Keep the fingers crossed or the paws, because one doesn't know. One doesn't know what one is going to be incarnated as. Because only in the human life can this knowledge take place, because the buddhi is fully blown in the human life. I am told that a lot of pet dogs and cats take my online classes. I am told. Oh, the dog also sits there. It may sit there. It may have some whiff of vasana from the past. But poor thing, it cannot enjoy it. It sits there because of some habit. This happened to Pujya Swamiji also. One time he was teaching in Anekatti, and there was a dog, a small puppy, that went under and sat. And everybody was trying to get it out. And Pujya Swamiji said in his witty way, he said, let him remain. He probably was a brahmachari that lost the way. In my last life,
Right.
Maybe he was a brahmachari. And another time also I remember in the Anekatti Gurukulam, you would have that there was one dog and one cat, another dog. Okay? And there's so many dog stories I can tell. It's amazing. And this dog and cat in the front of the dining hall, in front, wherever you saw them, in front of bookstore, when you took a walk, they were always, this one would make a funny noise. And that one, always they were at each other's throats. But then when Swamiji talked, they will both go underneath and sit, not a peep out of them. As soon as Purnamadaha, it's not over, okay? I'm just... As soon as the final mantra was said, they would again start under the sofa.
Wow. Yeah.
Another, since we are on the dog story, ek aur ho jaye. There was one dog at the ashram, and what happened was that, I don't know what the problem was. I think the number of dogs was increasing. And this dog kept having puppies, and so they said, okay, let's take it to the next town called Kadagam. And there is a marketplace, so people will take care of it. Here also it was just living off of scraps that the brahmacharis gave. So the people took it in the tempo which goes shopping to bring all the vegetables in the morning, dropped it off in the marketplace, did all their errands, went to downtown Coimbatore, went to the main place, did all their whatever things, came back, the dog was already there at the gate of the house.
They came back.
Wagging the tail, waiting for these people. See, the samskaras are so strong. And somebody says, oh, once you're a human being, you're always a human being. Don't bet on it. Don't bet on it.
No.
I hope that is true. For everyone's sake, I hope that is true. But don't bet on it, okay? So therefore, you can't plan on the next life. Mm-hmm. And people, come and tell me, in next life also, will you please be my guru? I said, I'm not planning on having a next life. You should also not be planning to have a next life. Yeah, don't plan for next life. This life itself you have to straighten out. Because you don't know when. So if the whole chariot gets derailed, so there is shrama on the body, there is shrama on the mind, the buddhi is alienated. And the alienated buddhi is a very sad buddhi. When one is not fulfilling actively one's purpose in life, that is the cause of depression. They may say clinical, chemical, whatever it is. There is an aspect to that as well. But the primary cause of the garden variety depression is really being alienated from yourself. That is the sorrow. This is what is called samsara. I defined samsara in the morning. You remember? Who remembers? Sum total of all kinds of sorrows. Samsara. So who is a samsari? The one who has the sum total of sorry experiences. Samsari. Very, very sorry. Very sad. This is the... So therefore the Upanishad, the quest of the Upanishad is Shoka Nivritti. Removal of this sorrow, 100%, not that there is a little bit. 100%. The original antidepressant is the Upanishad. Really. Yeah. That is the Prozac. You don't need any other thing. That is the thing. That is the thing you need. There is no other thing. The Upanishad reverses the sorrow. It's not some kind of a palliative that you have to take every morning. No. It bridges you back to yourself. So therefore what? So there are two categories I told you. Avijnanavan. And then what? Vijnanavan. Vijnanavan means the one who has the buddhi safely under one's own management. The buddhi is not allowed to graze in all kinds of pastures and be hijacked by the desires. The desires are not in the driving seat. The buddhi is in the driving seat. Saha advanaha paramapnoti. Yasmat bhuyona jayate. From where there is no return. Advanaha means they are finally on that road. And what is the road? The road I already said is dharma. Road of dharma leading to the final paramam padam, the ultimate destination. Vishnoho paramam padam. It's not that Vishnu is sitting there, kab aayega, waiting for this jiva. No, it's not Vishnu's place. It's a metaphorical way to say this is the ultimate glory of yourself. The road is the road of an inward road, an inner road of self-discovery of your own glory. That is the road. So you cannot leave the road. The road is the setu. The road is the one. But then how to train the mind? Because there are all these different tendencies. How to train the mind to not do this? How to train the mind to catch this road of dharma? How to train the mind to keep on this road? Very difficult, correct? The Samaveda has a beautiful chant. A very nice chant is there. Rathantara Samagana. It says, cross the bridge, since we are on the topic of bridges. Setum stara dustaran. Cross the bridge which is difficult to cross. Dustaram setum tara. So how to cross this bridge? Because there are certain tendencies. The horses want to go a certain way. The mind wants to go another way. The buddhi is wanting to follow all of them. It gives a very practical suggestion. Danena danam. Danena adanam tara. Cross the close-fistedness or a sense of smallness in terms of my own insecurity about not having. So when I don't feel like I have, I can't give, correct? And we are not just talking of money, we are talking of time, we are talking of sharing of resources, we are talking of just giving of oneself. Everything is included in this. Money is also included, but that's not the only thing we are talking about. So how to cross non-giving? By giving. Oh, but how to give when I can't give? Give by giving. Yeah. Learn to give by giving. No other way. Because the real nature is to give. Because the real nature is limitless, correct? Limitless is infinity. Infinity minus 1 is what? Still infinity. Infinity minus 2 is still infinity. Infinity plus 3 is still infinity. So you learn to give by exercising the muscle of giving. This is the first advice given in the Samaveda. Very much connected to this, what we have been studying so far. Akrodhena krodham. Akrodhena krodham tara. Cross anger by non-anger. Easier said than done, correct? Because if only I knew when I was going to be angry, I can do that. Anger is not upon command. If I say right now, please be angry for 5 minutes, can you do that? No. In fact, you laugh when I said that. That itself shows that you cannot be angry on command or on demand. So, therefore what? Anger management becomes a priority. See, even here in this country, nobody says anger control, because that is you cannot do that. You cannot control. You can only manage. The best way is to tell your children, please tell me when I am getting angry. You will manage it very quickly. You don't even need therapy, nothing. Tell the teenagers at home. Yeah. Please remind me when I am getting angry. Make a family pact, an anger pact. You tell each other, let's discuss it later. Right now you sound angry. You should not say, I am not angry. Because that itself proves the point, correct? Right. That is how it is. Nobody's, anger is there. It is part of the psychological order of Bhagavan. It is there. But I don't have to come under the spell. Why? The buddhi is guiding me. Buddhi is not grazing. And also if you have to spend 1 second thinking about why is the anger coming. You may say the anger is because of this or that. No, there's only one reason the anger comes, says Bhagavad Gita. When your desire is thwarted, anger comes. Kamat krodha abhijayate. Any desire that is not able to be fulfilled turns into anger. Think about it. When you can't have your own way, you're angry. When nobody listens to you, you're angry.
Right.
Yeah. When the spouse does not behave as you want them to, you're angry. That is the main cause of anger. Does not behave according to your own expectation, you're angry. So this is the cause of, so the anger is upashamana of this anger. The anger is quenched by the waters of non-anger management. Shraddhaya ashraddham taran. Shraddha is very important. Shraddha is our bread and butter. Shraddha means faith pending understanding. I help myself to open my eyes to give the benefit of doubt to the teachings. I don't make up my mind already before I come to the class. Then what is the use of coming to the class? Sometimes people come to the talk and they've already made up their mind how to argue with the teacher. Yeah. And what's the point in coming? There's no point. So the Shraddha also means trust. Trust in the teaching. Trust in the Upanishad that the holy text cannot take me for a ride. Trust in my own self that yes, I can get this knowledge. I have the wherewithal to get this knowledge. Trust in the Guru who is unfolding the Upanishad, the words of the teacher. Trust in that. And for all that, I have to overcome a lot of distrust, because in life there is only distrust. One grows up to be a hardened, jaded being, all because of childhood problems. Really speaking, that's all it is. And so many childhoods, so many past lives, so one becomes jaded, a non-trusting being. You know, it's like that. It's like when the child is small, mother is God, father is like God, because the mother is walking, father is talking, they're all doing things which the child cannot do. The child trusts them totally. And this trust is repeatedly eroded by the parents unbeknownst to them. They don't mean to erode it. The mother has to just scream at a cockroach. The child says, this is supposed to be my savior. She's afraid of this small thing. And the child thinks, okay, maybe the father. The father climbs on the table and calls pest control. So and then, so, therefore, you know, the child is feeling very estranged here. They are supposed to take care of me. They are supposed to protect me. You know, kya kar rahe hain? What are they doing? The child says, you know what, I am on my own. These people are not this thing.
Right.
And the child then grows up to be what is famously in India called the self-made man. Ayyappa. Horrible. Self-made man is the one without any Shraddha. Self-made man will take, I'm sure all of you have had at least one experience with one self-made man. Really. Self-made man will say, you know, I studied, complete the sentence, under a street lamp. One day I had dal rice, next day I had rice and dal. I had only 2 clothes on my back, and the other 2 clothes was on the tree, drying, hanging on the tree. Self-made man is dangerous because there is no Bhagavan, there is nothing. A jaded, non-trusting person is the self-made man, and what does he do? he tyrannizes his own children. He's jealous of his own children. He'll say, oh, you see, I spent one day, maybe he studied under the street lamp, but that is the only memory. Yeah. That's the only memory. So he says, I have always studied under street lamp. See, I have given you all this luxury and you are wasting it. We are not wasting it, Appa, we are enjoying it, Father. So, you should not be enjoying it. I say, why did you do all this then? I made so many sacrifices. Yeah, for what? For all of you, yeah, we are enjoying it. This is the problem. Doesn't trust anybody, doesn't trust what Bhagavan. I did everything myself. This is what Hiranyakashipu also said. If you go further on the continuum of the self-made man, you get Asura. Really. Self-made man on this side of the continuum, on that side is Asura. There's a hubris, not acknowledging anything else. And you have to sit, if the self-made man is willing to sit down, I can have a talk, I can give him also a talk. I can say, street light was given, your own body was given by your mother. You know, she sacrificed a lot to give birth to you. Probably you were arguing even when you were in the stomach. She had to put up with that. Right. And then she took care of you, raised you. Oh, what? But she, fell in my eyes. Doesn't matter, whatever it is. Right. Everybody has had an imperfect upbringing. She raised you. Your father raised you. Oh, he was never around. Doesn't matter. That was given. Street light to study under was given. 2 pairs of clothes were given. The air to dry it was given. Free dryer was given. Yeah. Free water in the river to wash was given. Books were given. Oh, they were all hand-me-downs, but doesn't matter. They were given. Oh, with great difficulty I studied, but you studied. The ability to get educated was given. And this jadedness, this is ashraddha. Everybody has it to a certain extent. Because one has lost faith, and that losing of faith is connected to being disenchanted by the authority figures in one's life, namely the parents. So therefore, to use Pujya Swamiji's phrase, you have to settle accounts with that. That is gaining Shraddha, by taking recourse to Ishvara. And the person who is searching for the perfect parents, will only stop the search when you see Ishvara as the mother and the father of the universe. That is how it is. That search which starts very young, that jaded search, finds its denouement in its completion, in recognizing Bhagavan as the mother and the father of the universe. This is the walking back the steps to regaining that Shraddha. Because it's not fun to be a jaded, routinized individual. It's very boring, it's very sad, it saps out your strength, your energy, your enthusiasm. Each day you just wake up feeling more tired than when you went to sleep. What a life. Shraddhaya ashraddham tara. Satyena anritam. Satyena anritam tara. Conquer or cross what? Untruth by truth. Untruth is just a personal hell, really. Because even though it's convenient, actually it's very inconvenient. And sometimes people say, oh, little white lies are okay. What is this white lie? Yeah.
Black and white.
What is this? It causes conflict. Untruth causes conflict. To impress people, the person says, I had breakfast with Obama. Oh, how? Obama was visiting Detroit. No, I went there. Then another person said, but I saw you at the supermarket. Then you have to, create some more story. And to keep track of who you told what to, it becomes a huge burden. First you have to think, okay, what did I tell them? How am I going to keep up with this? Such a lot of tension. Why you have to be so tense? Living in truth, Satya Vachanam, starting with that. Living in truth means there is no conflict. The more the truth that abides, the more there is Bhagavan. And this whole Samagana concludes, Esha gati etadamritam Swargaccha Jyotirgaccha Setum stirtva Chatura. Very beautiful. Esha gati, this is the only way. Etad amritam, to the truth of immortality, to recognizing yourself as immortal. This is the only way. This is the nectar of the teaching of immortality. Swargaccha, this is heaven right here. Jyotirgaccha, this is how one goes towards the light of your own enlightenment. Setum stirtva, having crossed the bridge. Chaturaha, it's a double meaning. Chaturaha means the one who is smart, pragmatic, who is because enlightenment is a pragmatic matter. It's not some kind of, notion. It's a pragmatic matter. You have to take pragmatic steps towards it. You have to find the teaching, you have to find the teacher, you have to get rid of all the inner nonsense that is going on so that the jungle is pruned and the teaching can abide. It's a pragmatic matter. So Chatura means pragmatic. Chatura also is another word for Turiya, which means the truth of yourself really. Who abides as the waker, sleeper, dreamer, but who is neither the sleeper, nor the dreamer, nor the waker, the one who informs all the states without being any one of them. This is Chatura. The one that is Asanga, the one that is uninvolved and unafflicted. That Atma, if I have to know that Bhagavan who is sitting there, if I have to know beyond this masquerading shadow who is clamoring for attention, the shadow has to be embraced and integrated. And the shadow has to be healed. That is the inner child. That is a lot of work. And the Upanishad is so beautiful, spells all this out, spells the destination, spells the marga, the journey, spells the road, spells the driver, spells the person. So it's really a journey to the truth of yourself. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Any questions? We can have a few questions.
Good question is how to cultivate the mind to go toward that road and stay on.
That is how. These are the four things we talked about. Shraddha, giving, seva, dhanam, managing the anger, and truth. These are the four ways to train the mind to listen to the buddhi. What else?
Even though we know that the Atman is within us, but doing the prayer and thinking that God is somewhere else is the wrong way of perception.
No. Okay. God is everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. God is everywhere. Even in the puja, you say that, puja samagrim prokshya, deham prokshya, atmanam prokshya. There is all this, there is an accounting of the non-separation of the person who is performing the surrender and the object of the surrender, the subject of the surrender are one and the same. That is acknowledged in all the steps of the puja.
Okay.
So why do I have to do it? If I know I don't have to do it. If I know also I cannot but do it, because the majesty and the grandeur of everything being Ishvara is so beautiful. And if I don't know, I better do it. Yeah, because this is the way. When one bends, one has to bend so that one doesn't break.
Okay.
The more you bend, the more flexible one gets. So you acknowledge an entity other than yourself. That is a great way to conquer the ahankara, ego.
Any other questions?
Other questions? Any other?
Can you explain what's the significance of yajnas, vratas, and different pujas?
Yeah. The pujas are for the sake of the karta, the one who identifies as a bhokta, a karta, and for the one who says, I am in the midst of samsara. The person is a baby, baby steps on the spiritual path, in the sense that they recognize karma. They are Vaidikas. They recognize karma. They can see the effects of bad karma coming out in the form of wrongly placed Saturn and all these things. Venus, Saturn in the wrong place and all these things. They can see that. And they want to mitigate that, because prarabdha can be mitigated. Prarabdha is what your own karma handed to you in a suitcase, correct? At birth. That is prarabdha. So your own karma, which is invisible, adrishtam, that's why it's called adrishtam. It's not seen, it's invisible. It just is there, you feel the force of it every day, but you don't see it. And then your own punya karma, in the terms of these vratas means there's always some sacrifice involved, there is some expenditure involved. Without expenditure and sacrifice, there is no puja. You have to sacrifice your time, you have to sacrifice everything. So the puja, what the puja does, or the vrata or the homa, whatever you do, what it does is that the sacrifice and the expenditure gives some phala, correct? Gives some result. Do you see the result? No. It's adrishta. So this adrishta that you are doing right now combats that adrishta which is giving you problems. So it inoculates you against that karma.
Neutralizes.
It neutralizes the karma completely if the prarabdha is not prabala, is not too strong. But if it is too strong, it mitigates it. Moreover, it gives you the strength to go on with the life, to face the situation. So therefore, one better do that. Anything that one can have.
It is necessary to do it, or
It is necessary to do it. Yeah. What is wrong in doing? Nothing wrong in doing. Daily prayers, nitya karma is part of swadharma. It's necessary. Yeah. Necessary condition to moksha? Yes.
What are all the nitya karmas? Can you tell us daily karma?
Yeah, daily karma, starting with, they are laukika and vaidika. Laukika means starting with brushing the teeth. This is nitya karma.
Right.
And we can look at it upon brushing teeth and taking shower as a social service. Because then when we are around people, we don't bother them, correct? Yeah. So this is civic duty you can say, or social service you can say. That is there. Then there is prayer. Then there are 5 ways of giving, You give to the people who are in need, food you give, and then you help people. There are yajnas that are there in the form of various dhanams are there. Ancestors, Bhagavan, Atithi, people, etc. You do all this, rishis, sadhus, everything. This is part of the daily karmas. Plus cooking. House means cooking should happen. It's not that you take out packets from the freezer and nuke it. Yeah. So, what I was telling in the morning. Yeah. So, that is something. House means, a home means it should have fire. Yeah. That same fire is used for cooking, is used for yajna, and ultimately when the person dies, the person's body is the final offering unto that fire. This is beautiful, very beautiful. And that keeping the fire was the reason that the Hindus were not allowed to cross the ocean. Because where are you going to take that fire with you? How can you take? That was the idea, because that nitya karmas are there. Then there are certain karmas to be done occasionally. Naimittika karma. Shraddhadi, like Shraddha is there. That Pitrupaksha comes, that time you do, monthly you do, so many things are there. Then there is, then there is Kamya karma. Kamya karma is not to be done, or not to be done, it's what you desire. It comes third on the list. Right. Because it's the least importance. Least importance. Then there are things that you should not do.
Nishiddha karma.
That is called, Nishiddha karma. You should not do those at all at any time.
what is that?
Like lying, stealing, all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basic stuff.
Yeah.
You know that already. Basic stuff that you should not be doing.
Right.
Basic things you you should not be doing is called Nishiddha Karma.
Nishiddha karma.
But then, of course, people will do it. People being human beings, they will do it. So therefore, we have the fifth kind of karma called Prayashchitta Karma. To say sorry to Bhagavan. And this Prayashchitta is also very interesting. Because it's not some big thing, you don't advertise it. It's a small little pact you have with Bhagavan. You quietly keep a fast, you quietly stop yourself. Like people go to Kashi and give up the things they like. Supposedly, they are supposed to give up things they like.
They really like. Yeah.
But our people are also very ingenious. What did you give up? Karela. Did you like Karela? No. Very ingenious. We have a loophole for everything. And Lakshmi must be saying, Narayana, what have you done? Why did you create this? Narayana says, this is why, just enjoy them. Don't expect anything of them. This is why we don't need cable TVs and reality show. We can just focus on one jiva and another jiva. And reality shows all the time. Live entertainment. We become Bhagavan's live entertainment.
Good way of putting it. Could you explain to them the programs, educational programs that you have on webinars and to what is extent, how they can participate?
Yeah, we are having a 1 month Vedanta course, Vedanta and little bit of Sanskrit. And that is starting on June 21st to July 21st. And there are many tracks for working people. You have classes. You are on Eastern time, are you not?
Yes.
So it will be 9 to 10. Just before you sleep, you study Vedanta. And in the weekend, you study Vedanta. How nice. Wonderful. So for 1 month, and it's a certificate course. And the website is arshavm.org. ARSHAVM.org. You can download the syllabus, look at it. And you can, we have an audio video classroom in live time. You can take that course, it will be very nice. If you are able to do that, that is something wonderful.
Are you also teaching any other courses in the regular?
Yeah, regular classes are also there. Tuesday, Shvetashvatara Upanishad is going on. And Wednesdays, what is it? Kathopanishad. Wednesday is Kathopanishad. We are somewhere in the middle. We are actually approaching what we just did here today. And Shvetashvatara Upanishad on Tuesday. Once a month we have a class, Vedanta Dindima, very fantastic text. All that you see the details, and now I'm going to Atlanta. Those also will be live broadcast, Atlanta Talks. You are welcome to join any of those. You just go to the website, you'll find everything. Srini has the website. You can get that from him if you didn't take it down properly or you can't do that. Arsha Vijnana Gurukulam, and you can just Google it if you don't remember the website address. Haji.
Can you explain the Bhagavan, this Padasik? Everybody would like it.
Bhagavan. Van means the one who has. Like Dhanavan means what? One who has. Paise wala. Dhanavan. Balavan. The one who has. Balam. Strength. The one who has. Bhaga is Bhagavan. What is this Bhaga? Bhaga means that which is very auspicious. 6 auspicious attributes or qualities in indeterminable or limitless measure is called Bhagavan. And what are those attributes? Very beautiful.
Yeah.
One is the whole Aishwarya, overlordship. Everybody has little bit of Aishwarya, right? Yeah. You can make the people listen to you at home. Maybe not the people, at least the pet dog listens to you. You say sit, and seeing the biscuit in your hand, it sits, not otherwise. Okay? Yeah. That is Aishwarya. See, I have power over something. But this Aishwarya is very small lasting. The dog will sit only as long as the biscuit is there. Then you try to take it for a walk. And always I am confused whether the dog is taking the person for the walk or the person is taking the dog for a walk? If the person is taking the dog for the walk, why is the dog always in front? This is my question. You know? Limited Aishwarya for the human being. So imagine limitless Aishwaryam, Samagram Aishwaryam, Bhagavan. Not in the least bit inhibited because there is no other entity to inhibit. Total Aishwarya. Samagra Shrihi, all the wealth, all the resources belong to this Bhagavan alone. You know, all the planets, the earth, wealth of the earth, everything belongs to Bhagavan. That's why we sing Tera Tujhko Arpan. You know, yeah. And you have to sing that every day. Yeah. Tera Tujhko Arpan. And Lakshmi reminds him, he said the same thing yesterday, so what else does he have today? Jagadish says, who is Jagadish? Jagadisha Hare, right? Jagadish. Jagadisha says, don't worry. These people are crazy. I told you, just enjoy them. Don't expect anything out of them. And why do we have to say Tera Tujhko Arpan? Because one forgets all the time. The meanness and the minus comes, we forget it all. Is the wealth of Bhagavan alone that we enjoy. Everything is given. And then Samagram Jnanam. Jnanam is knowledge. Our knowledge, as Swamiji says, is up to the next question. Yeah, that is what it is. What is that? Flower. Why is that in this particular yellow color? I don't know. Why is the other one white? I don't know. Why does this have a particular shape and the other petals are different? I don't know. This is the limit of our jnana. And most of the time when we even want to remember something, we cannot. What is the definition of mind? The thing that you have to keep saying, never mind. That is the mind. That is the mind. Most of the time you say, never mind. You forget everything. And so, Bhagavan doesn't do that. All knowledge is Bhagavan. Bhagavan is in the form of knowledge. That's why in every scientist is one with Ishvara whenever there is a great discovery. Because a little bit of Ishvara darshan has happened there. In the uniting of the mind and the knowledge. In seeing the order of the universe, there is great, happiness because one is face to face with Bhagavan. So wherever there is knowledge, there is Bhagavan. All knowledge without that particular inhibition, because whenever I know something, I know there is a difference between the knower and the known, correct? Mm-hmm. There is that duality. But that knower is Bhagavan, known is Bhagavan, the process of how things come to be known is Bhagavan. Knower knowledge, that Triputi is not there. Knower knowledge known, everything is Bhagavan. Limitless. Samagram Jnanam. How many have we covered?
3.
What 3?
Yeah.
Which 3?
Knowledge.
Aishwaryam. Then Shrihi and Jnana. Then Bhagavan must be having a swollen head because I have so many things. I have full Shri, I have full Jnanam, I have full Aishwaryam. What do you have? Correct? No. Samagram Vairagyam. Not in the least bit interested in anything. Asanga. That is why you can afford to make Chappan Bhog. Chappan means 56 varieties. In Krishna temples they do. Get up at 2 in the morning, 56 varieties are made and given. Supposing Krishna said, I think I'm going to sample all of it and not sample, I'll finish it. They won't happen. One day they'll say, oh miracle! Wow, Krishna actually ate, they'll feel very happy. Next day they'll say, we'll make only 50. After that they'll say, I think we'll just offer a few raisins and dry fruits.
They won't give anything.
They won't give. In 1995, Ganesha started to drink milk. Everybody was ecstatic because milk was easily available. Few days. Then Shivji said to Ganesha, better stop this. Beta, it's enough. So Ganesha said, okay. and it was stopped. For 15 days or something it continued. Everybody was just so happy. Ganesha was drinking milk. So, that's why you can afford to make modaks, counting them and knowing that they will remain exactly like that for yours truly. So you can afford to do that. Devaha paroksha priyaha. From far only, when you just make them smell, they are satisfied. In heaven it's like that, we hear in the Vedas. When you go to heaven, you don't have to worry, you don't have to carry, Tums and all these antacids and probiotics and digestive pills. Ajkal, what all people have, Yeah. You don't have to worry about, what will I do about intestinal flora there. You don't have to worry about all that. Yeah, why? Because you just have to smell the food and you're totally, utterly satisfied. So no stomach upset. Yeah. No colon, no colitis. Very easy. So Bhagavan is like that. He is just satisfied with the smelling of the things. Paroksha priyaha. Paroksha means remotely. Bhagavan eats and then you say, Tera Tushko Arpan, whatever has come from you is prasad. Because of you I got to eat laddus and you eat the laddus. And then you go to the doctor. But Bhagavan is exempt from both. This is what is called samagram vairagyam. Yeah. Then samagram balam. Balam means what? Strength. Strength is in full measure. Even this Olympic weightlifter, looking like this, the whole teeth are clenched. You should see that face, it is amazing. And then on top of that, you put one feather, the whole thing will go down. There is a limit. 200 pounds means 200 pounds. Over that, even one feather you put, a pebble you put, padar, the whole thing will come down. Limit is there. But balam, the strength, complete strength. Fifth one. Samagram Viryam. The strength. No, Viryam here is Samarthyam. Samarthyam means the ability to project the universe, the ability to sustain the universe, and when the time is up, the ability to take it back. This this we don't have. Sometimes people are good at starting projects. You ask them to run it, they'll say, no, I'll start the project and hand it over, you run it, I'll go and start another project. And some other people, you ask them to start anything, they have starting trouble, like a car. Yeah, that's what is called karma. When you have car trouble, it's karma. Okay? Otherwise, it's karma. So, this is what it is. So, they have starting trouble. You already give them a keys to a running project, they will run it beautifully. They don't know how to start it. And some other people, few other people, they are just part of the demolition crew. They are avatars of Maharudra. They know only how to bring things to an end. Don't ask them to start, don't ask them to run. But you say, this is a project that has long stayed its welcome. So please get rid of this project, get rid of these people, whatever it is. Get rid of this blank, you fill in the blank. Whether it's people, project, situation, they will come and clean it up beautifully. They have been blessed by Shiva. Antakaha, yes. Been blessed by Shiva, Yama, people like that. But here, in Bhagavan, we have, in the same conscious being, a limitless ability to project, sustain, and take back. Very beautiful. Samagram Viryam, Samarthyam here. So these are called the Shad Bhagas, the 6 Bhagas that make Bhagavan Bhagavan. And in Vedanta you say you are one with Bhagavan. And what we are doing is not saying that when you get this knowledge, you also will have all these 6 Aishwaryas. Because you are still in the body of the Jiva. The body continues, Yeah. So the Aishwarya is like the Alankara, headdress, bracelets, anklets, like that. So even without the Alankaras, you are Bhagavan, because you are essentially that which is whole, non-complaining, free, naturally free of stress, free of affliction, totally free of sorrow, free of fear, limitless. So that means what? Somebody asked, if I study Vedanta, will I become limitless? I said, you are already limitless. How do I have to become limitless? No, but if I study Vedanta, will all my problems go away? I had to be honest. I said, no. But you will have enough space to tackle the problems of all the family and the neighbors also. You will have the freedom because you won't be affected.
I have a question.
Yes.
Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam,
Yeah.
that is an ongoing thing and we are all facing that. But is there, I think more and more over the years, I'm realizing maybe it's only the grace of God, the final thing, the grace that liberates one, or moksha. But
No.
otherwise,
Moksha-
there seems to be no end to the...
No, that is why we study today. Yasmat bhuyo na jayate, from which the person is not born again. That knowledge is the one which gives moksha. Karma doesn't give moksha. Karma helps you to prepare for the knowledge. Karma is the pruning, the cutting of the vines of the jungle, the cutting of the creepers of ragadvesha that keep spreading. Karma helps you to be in the proper mindset of devotion, bhakti, shraddha, to gain the knowledge. And once you gain the knowledge, there is no ignorance. Ignorance is the... See, nowadays they have all this genealogy.com, you can trace your family tree. And everybody, it will tell you came from Mayflower. And even for Indian surnames, now they have something. Yeah. Just make stuff up, really. First they say you become a member, pay money, and then they will tell you your, it's as good as like past life, because it's not verifiable at all. So supposing if you have a genealogy of, ignorance, very interesting. So the matriarch is avidya, or if you want to take patriarch, ajnanam, doesn't matter. Avidya is the Mataji, Maha Mataji. And because of this avidya, what happens? There is, there is kama, there is desire. Because I don't know what I'm desiring is my own glory, my own limitlessness. So the desires are all over the place. I search for myself in everything that begins with the word I. iPhone, iPod, iPad. If I don't have iPad, I sad, I mad. If I have it, I rad. This is the situation. I search for everything outside. I search for myself, everywhere else. And so this is the problem. And so therefore that is called karma. In order for the fulfilling the desires, I need action. So avidya has a son called kama. Kama has a child, action, karma. Karma has twins. What is that?
No.
Papa punya. That is the twins, result of karma.
Right.
Yeah. And then Papa punya has punarjanma. This is the cycle, and punarjanma again is in avidya. This is the cycle. So what is the crux of all this? It's not karma, it's not karma, it is not papa punya, it is avidya. You have to go to the root cause, which is what Premji was explaining. Upanishad, the word visharati. Shad means destroys without the trace of the root. That avidya which causes all these other complications. This is not a band-aid over samsara. Samsara is bigger than the Grand Canyon. You cannot put a band-aid across it. You cannot. You have to go to the root of the problem of what is it that is perceiving it to be cracked like this. So where is that wholeness? That wholeness is there, and that avidya is the problem that is projecting myself to be a wanting person, a person with all these problems. And that avidya, the antidote to avidya is vidya. Which kind of vidya? Svatmavidya. Yeah, that's all it is. The knowledge of one's own atma. That is the thing. And that is what leads to ananda. That is what it is. So the distance between myself and Bhagavan is ignorance. Avidya. That avidya has to be tackled. And for that a lot of grace is needed.
Right.
So the grace is a sahayaka, a auxiliary factor. But really speaking, you have to search for the knowledge. You have to commit to a program of teaching. It's not one-time thing.
Right.
One-time thing, it can happen. Knowledge does take place, but the orientations are too many. Habitual orientations are there. They drag you in this. So you have to get accustomed to this way of being. Therefore, you have to repeatedly put yourself in a situation of learning. And I hear that it is raining Swamis in Detroit in the month of June. So please avail yourself of all the local situations that happen. Plus there are all these online opportunities. Just keep learning. What do you have to lose?
Right.
Your ignorance. That's all.
I'd like to thank Swamini. It's been a long day. We had